Well, I'm just getting situated. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Crochet Business Chat. It is so great to have you here. We had taken a sabbatical for a little while, but we are back with a plan, and I'm excited to share that with you. So I'm happy to be bringing you today's episode where we are going to be talking all about social media strategy for your crochet business. So happy to have you all here. We are recording live on YouTube and this will be turned into a podcast. So welcome to our YouTube viewers, whether you're watching live or on replay. And then also welcome to our podcast listeners. We'll do our best to keep you engaged as well when you're listening on the podcast. So happy to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. We have someone here from Wales, from Kansas, from Washington, from Gloucestershire. I think that's how you say it. Buffalo, New York. Welcome, Fort Worth, Texas. Happy to see you here. Good morning, Shelley. Great to have you all here. So again, we are going to be talking about social media strategy. There's a new blog post on the Crochetpreneur blog sharing all about this. And this is going to be our overview episode where we're just going to talk about various categories within the realm of social media. And then in the coming weeks, we're going to dive in and break down each category with like actual specific strategy and actionable steps that you can take to improve your own social media engagement, conversions to sales, all of that kind of stuff. So stick around while we talk about the overview of categories, and I will be giving you an opportunity to join in our live Q&A. If you're watching on YouTube, then I'm going to post here in the comments. We'll see how this goes. This is an experiment that we've never done before, but I'm going to post this link in the comments. And if you would like to get on camera and chat with me after I'm done with the presentation, we're going to give that a try and see how that works. So the link is there in the comments. So grab it now, so that you'll have it when it's time for Q&A. And here we go. So social media. A lot of people really struggle with social media and don't want to do it, don't know which social media platform to use, and really have an issue getting in front of camera. And so there's a lot of stories we tell ourselves about social media and a lot of things about marketing that handmade sellers really have a hard time with, because we're handmade business owners, we're crocheters, we're makers. We weren't designed, we weren't planning on being marketers. And so many of us don't have a marketing degree. For those of you that do have a marketing degree, hallelujah, that is so good for you. And I think that you can really tell as you look at social media posts who has a marketing background, who has a graphics design background, who has a copywriting background. You can see all of those skills coming through, photography, all of those things we need to learn as a business owner. People who come into the business having those skills have a little bit of a leg up, but that doesn't mean that you can't learn those skills. Maybe you're not going to be on a professional level, but you don't need to be. You just need to get started and be consistent. So let's just talk about it. So your social media strategy, first category is build a social media strategy that's tailored to your crochet business. So everyone's business is different. So if you're watching other people build their social media strategy and saying, oh, I'll just do what they're doing, you're going to struggle because you have a different audience. And maybe you're like, well, I'm in the same niche, so we have the same audience. But in reality, because you bring what you have to your business, your audience is going to be specific to you. So developing a strategy where you first identify your target customer, that's always the most important bit. You know, I talked about this for years and years and years, and I'm going to keep talking about it. If you don't know who your target customer is, you're just going to be like dog paddling in the water. You're not going to be making any progress in your business. So the first step is identifying your target customer. And once you know who they are, you can truly just speak to them. All of your social media posts will be about speaking to that audience and the things that they love, the things that they're interested in, the things they find funny. All of those things you're going to be able to engage with them, encourage them, and really relate with them as you share your own story with them. So, and then also being connected to your goals as a business owner. Like, why are you using social media in the first place? A lot of people get stuck in their social media in that they're so concerned about followers that they forget the point of social media is marketing and bringing business people into your business to make a purchase. So while we don't want to be salesy, we do have to pay attention to how am I taking this engagement, this post, and monetizing it? How am I going to make money? Sorry, my shirt's too big, which is yay. How am I going to take this engagement that I'm having with this person and turn it into profits for my business? And, we always focus on win-win profits. So it's not just about you and you making money. It's about how can you best serve your customer while building your business at the same time. And then finally, finding the platform that works for you and your target customer. If your folks are Gen Z, then you're going to get on TikTok. If your folks are Gen Xers, then you're going to be on Facebook, or boomers are on Facebook. If your folks are crochet business owners, probably they're going to be on Instagram. So really identifying where your people hang out and where you're going to connect with them is really important in choosing your platform. And you don't have to start with a presence everywhere. I really suggest that you start with your presence in the one place where you feel like your customers are. Now, you could have a Facebook page and a Facebook group and an Instagram, but you're going to pick one of those places to really grow. So pick the one place and build that. And then if you have capacity, or if you start to repurpose, which we'll talk about later, you can then do that with the other platforms. But picking one to focus on and be consistent with is really important so you don't get overwhelmed. Okay, so once you decide where you're going to post, who you're talking to, and what your goals are, then you're going to build out your editorial calendar. So I do have a brand new free editorial calendar that you can use to build out your own business. The link is in the description here. On YouTube, it will be in the show notes, and it's also in the blog post. So depending on where you're engaging with this content, then that's where you'll find the link. So let's see. I'm going to ask that you hold your questions till the end because I'm not going to be able to scroll back up and see them. So we'll have a Q&A at the end. Let's see. Okay, so what is an editorial calendar? So basically, an editorial calendar is some sort of tool that you use to plan out your content. So now I'm not a planner, so it's really hard for me, but I have gotten better at being consistent with social media. So I have a hard time planning, but I'm getting better at it. But planning ahead on an editorial calendar where you can plan where are the holidays happening, where are my product launches happening, or my pattern launches, when am I going to launch a seasonal collection, what holidays are happening that I need to focus on, getting all of that on a calendar. And then saying, okay, so am I going to do a reel? Am I going to do a carousel post? Am I going to do a static image post? Is it going to be some other sort of post? So figuring out I might have jumped ahead. I jumped ahead a little bit. But anyway, so planning ahead what content you're going to be sharing throughout the calendar year. If you want to just do it quarterly, you can do that. But planning that out and then picking, maybe you have theme days, maybe you have like Crochet Tip Tuesday, or Weekend Project Inspirations, or Fantastic Friday, or Whip Wednesday, that kind of stuff. That can help you fill in the content pieces so that you don't have to think so hard about what content to create. Then also, focus on special dates and events that are coming up. You might want to plan out your launches and figure out your social media content for that as well. So that's the first part of building an editorial calendar. And we're going to get to some more details on that in just a moment. Okay, so the next is, like I said, you've got to monetize your social media. And that means affiliate marketing, it means sponsored posts, and it means sales posts. The problem that most new crochet business owners fall into is that they fill up their social media content with sales posts constantly. Hey, I made this thing, it's for sale. Hey, I made that thing, it's for sale. Hey, here's what I'm making now. You can find it on my Etsy shop, like over and over and over again with sales posts. And the customer or the future customer comes to your page and is like, dude, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know if I trust you yet. I don't even know that your products are quality. I don't know anything about you. Like, stop trying to sell to me. They want to get to know who you are. And so that's what your social media is for: connecting, relating, building know, like, and trust, and not just sales posts. But then people get to the other side where they're only sharing some behind the scenes things. They're only sharing what I'm working on today. We have product sellers that are just attracting crocheters or crochet business owners, other designers to their social media rather than attracting customers because they don't have a strategy for sales. So it's a balance that you have to figure out of creating engagement posts, creating posts for people to get to know you, trust you, social proof posts, along with these posts that will eventually make you money, like affiliate marketing, like sponsored posts from different companies, and selling directly your own things. So really like focus on the balance of those things together so that you're not just always selling, but you're also not selling. And then focus on creating posts that speak directly to your target customer. So understand their language. If your target customer is sassy, right? And then you be sassy. Use their language. If your target customer is prim and proper, be prim and proper. If your target customer loves coffee or loves her wine or whatever, talk about those things that they love, right? So really figure out what's the language of communication between you and your target customer, and continue to use that language. Like, I like to keep a photo of my ideal customer up on the wall so that when I'm creating content, I can look at the image and then say, okay, I'm talking to that person. How does she feel about this post that I'm posting? Does this help her? Is this something that she can implement? Now, this is for me. For you, it will be, is this something she's going to relate to? Is this something that's going to help her see that I can fill a need for her? Kinds of things. So really speak the language and create content that speaks the language and talks about the lifestyle, the struggles, and the things that you have in common with your ideal customer. And then showcase your products. So, you're going to be doing some behind the scene things. You're going to, like I have, well, I guess you can't see it right now, but I have some products on a shelf up there so that they're just kind of subliminally hanging around in the background. As time goes on, you'll be seeing more of that kind of stuff behind me. We're looking for my Crochetpreneur lady that I have. She's a 5-foot cutout of a Crochetpreneur that she's going to be sitting in the background of my videos and things. So just kind of subliminally talking about your products and then like really showcasing your products. So you're going to go back and forth between those. And then engage with your followers. Be sure to comment, answer all of their comments thoughtfully, like say thank you when someone says your products are beautiful. Use polls, use questions in your social stories so that people can engage with you and feel like it's a back and forth and not you just talking at them. So there's some ways to speak directly to your target customer. Okay, now we're going to talk about diversified content. So I had spoken before about creating a variety of types of content. And so that means, what are you sharing? Are you just doing reels? Are you just doing static posts? Like, what can you add to your content strategy to help mix things up? And our editable content calendar that you can request has a space for you to add those kinds of things there. So you can say, like, I'm going to do a reel one day, I'm going to do a carousel the next day, I'm going to do a static post the next day. Then I'll start that process over again. Or if you're using YouTube, I'm going to create a full-length video, then I'm going to create some shorts from that full-length video. I'm going to create a full-length video and some shorts. So, really mixing things up, and then also on YouTube, engaging with your community on your community tab in YouTube as well. So creating a variety of types of content, and then using content pillars to really drive what content you're sharing. So your content pillars will be, what is your business about? So if you're about fashion, you can talk about fashion trends. You can talk about, say you're a product-based business, fashion trends for winter if you do winter fashions, right? You could do style tips. You could do customer reviews. You could do a product behind the scenes of creating your product, and then a product sales. So that's 5 different content pillars. If you're a designer, similarly, you could do stitch tutorials. You could do a pattern, new pattern posts. You could do some sort of relational post that crocheters have, like sharing a meme or something like that, or creating a quote post. Again, more pattern reviews, tester reviews, those kinds of things. So you're going to think about what type of content you want to share, and then just keep rotating those. So as you rotate your pillars and your content variety, now everything is mixed up and interesting rather than being the same thing over and over and over again. And then finally, repurpose your content. So there's different ways to repurpose. So you can take a larger piece of content and break it down into smaller pieces of content. For example, with my blog post that I put out today, I put out a blog post about social media. We're doing this video about social media. This will be turned into a podcast about social media. I also did a carousel post on my Instagram and shared that to Facebook. That basically is an outline of the blog post. And then I'll create a reel later in the day on the same topic. So that topic informs all of the stuff. So I take my blog post and then rework it to be all sorts of different types of content. So that really helps to not have to continue to be super creative. You're just coming up with different pieces of content about the same topic. And then another thing that you can do is you can just take your piece of content. Like, I could take this video and break it down and turn it into short little reels or short videos that I could repurpose. Or I could create a reel on Instagram and then use the raw version of that video to then upload it to TikTok, upload it to YouTube Shorts, if it works for those platforms. And then if I do a YouTube reel that's kind of longer, I could just take a part of that and put it on TikTok. So different ways of taking your content and then reworking it. So as we dive deep into these subjects, I'm going to share with you a flow chart that I use in my own business to track where a piece of content is broken out and then reused in different ways. So I'll share that with you, but not today. So those are the different categories that we're going to be really deep diving into in the coming weeks. So I hope you'll keep an eye out for that. And in the meantime, that you will check out your grab that, you'll grab that editable content planner calendar that we have for you. Again, the link is in the description of this video. It's also in the blog post, and it will be in the show notes for the podcast. So that's what we have for you today, is a free download. And that's kind of a basic overview of Social Media 101. And we'll be, again, deep diving into each of these categories throughout the coming weeks. So let's take questions. Let's see. So I had posted a link previously, and I'll post it again. If anybody would like to hop on camera and ask a question. Otherwise, feel free to ask a question in the comments, and we'll answer those. We're going to give it about 10 minutes or so that this will be a 30-minute video, and then we will get on with our day. Okay. Can that one social media be Pinterest? So Pinterest is a search engine. Pinterest is not so much a social media. They're trying to become social media, but right now they're not social media. So I would not use Pinterest as my social media. You want something where you can engage back and forth with your target customer and somewhere they're hanging out. People don't necessarily hang out on Pinterest. They go there, they look for something, they click, and they leave Pinterest. So you want someplace where people are going to hang out and talk with you. Some designers also sell finished products, but those customers seem so different. Yes. For ideal customer, would you just consider all the other things they have in common, demographics, personality, etc.? So I do have a podcast episode called Do I Need Two Businesses? And it addresses this question, because if you go back and forth talking to two different target customers on your social media, you're going to create confusion and people are not going to feel connected to you. So if you're selling physical products and you're also selling patterns, anytime you have a physical product post, people who want to buy patterns are like, wait, this isn't for me. Or anytime you post a pattern, your product buyers are going to be like, this isn't for me. She's not talking to me. And anytime someone gets a she's not talking to me feeling from your company, they feel disconnected from you. And so you don't want to create that disconnection. So my ideal option is to create two social media accounts. Even if you don't want to create two shops, would be to create two social media accounts for each ideal customer. It's not that hard to do that. You can just, plan your content calendar for each one and repurpose content. Just change the wording, change the captions, that kind of stuff. Ultimately, when you have two ideal customers, you have two different businesses. And so it makes it really, really tricky. And I would talk to them in two different places. Okay. Bonnie said, I'm excited for this series. I'm so bad about posting whatever random things. Hang on. I keep forgetting to show things. So I'm excited about the series. I'm so bad about posting whatever random thing to Instagram and then not having a plan to get value out of it across all the different places. Yes. So me too. So I'm not great about this, but I have been trying to get better at it over the past month, and I'll tell you what, my my follower count has increased by almost 3,000 in the last month because of consistency. Well, and I had a post go viral, but you can't have something go viral if you don't post it. So, being consistent gives you more of a chance of going viral. The problem with that is that sometimes you attract people who aren't your target customer, so that kind of makes things a mess. But I think, Bonnie, because your business is so niche, like, I think if you created a strategy, you could just attract all the mamas to your account. Your products are so beautiful. Your photography is so great. And so you just got this one little piece to tweak and you'll be doing good. So get that editorial calendar. I'm also going to be working on a planner that I'll give to everybody who's in CBA. So keep an eye out for that. It's coming as we work through this content. I'll be having a planner at the end that I'll send to you. So there's that. All right. On Instagram, static photos seem to be much less traction views than reels. Are there any benefits to static photos other than giving some variety to your profile? Instagram doesn't care about static photos at this point. So it really depends on your target customer. If they're going to engage with your static photos, that will give them a little bit of traction. But Instagram has said, we're about video. And they also like carousel posts. So what I'm doing is going back and forth between the two pieces of content. So I have a reel and a carousel post, and I'm actually posting one each day as I'm really working on growing my account, because I feel like there's hundreds of thousands of crochet business owners and like only 23,000 have found me. So I have a huge audience out there that don't know I exist. So I'm trying to build my presence by creating 2 posts a day. You don't need to do that, but I've abandoned the idea of static posts for now. Something you can do, if you have a static post, you can use it as the cover photo for your reel if you want to do that. So if you're like, I want to do a static post of a design I'm working on, well, then you can create a reel. All you have to do is make a reel of yourself crocheting and use that static image as your cover photo, and it will look like you have a static image, but really it's a reel, and it'll get more traction. So that's just a little tip. Okay. Makes by Malin. I'm quite new to trying to make money with crochet, and I have a brand new Instagram, my first account on there ever, and I have no idea where to start with posting and what to post. So go look at the blog post from today, things that you want to post. It depends on if you're selling physical products or you're designing. So I'm guessing you're selling physical products. So you're going to want to do some behind the scenes. You're going to want to identify your target customer and figure out what she enjoys. Share memes, share quote posts, video quote posts. Check out Stephanie K. I can't remember her YouTube channel. I'll link it in the comments when I find it. So there are people who talk specifically about how to leverage your Instagram account. I would follow those people on YouTube and on Instagram and get some tips for that. But don't just post about your products. Post things that your ideal customer will like to engage with. So if they're not crocheters, don't glut your social media with posts about crochet, because they don't care about crochet. They care about whatever it is, the product that you're creating. All right. I hope that helps a little. I'm new. I'm constantly trying to learn how to post well on my Facebook page. How can I post something when I don't have something to share? Figure out something to share. So you ask the question, what's up with my target customer today? What can I share about that? My target customer is a mom who works from home, and now her kids are home from school. So that's what her day is crazy. How can I share something to lighten her day? I could share, well, if I'm selling physical products, I could share like, hey, it's bad enough that your house is going crazy and your kids are going wild, but here's something to keep them busy. And now you show them that you're selling water balloon crochet things, or here's a coaster for your coffee cup. At least you'll eliminate your water rings on your coffee table while your kids are driving you nuts, whatever. So figure out your ideal customer and speak to what's going on with her day today. It's Monday, you're back at work, you're stressed out. Here are some things you can do to relax. And by the way, here's my spa set. You can work your products into your posts by really focusing on what's going on with your customer today. So I hope that helps. All right, we are coming to the end. So I'm going to try and just answer a couple more questions, and then we're going to go because we're at the 30-minute mark. I'm just starting out. What is step number one besides coming to your meetings? Do you ever mentor anyone? Go to crochetpreneur.com. I'm going to link it here. I do have a beginner course or beginner membership, $7 a month, for new business owners to help identify your target customer and get your business rolling. So you can find that here. It's called the Crochet Biz Lab. So you can take that link and find out all about that. I would be happy to have you and walk you through those things. Do you have any tips for getting companies for sponsored posts? I was really disheartened when Instagram took away bonuses. I don't love sponsored posts. I'm just going to be honest. Because there's a problem in our market where companies don't really want to pay much for sponsored posts. So I'm going to add this. So I do have like a section on where we're going to talk about monetization. So I will bring you more tips for that when we get there. I'm going to do some research and see what I could find. Just because I really stay away from sponsored posts because I don't like people telling me what to do and I don't like people having expectations of me. So I stay away from sponsored posts. But I will look into that for you, Chanel. Okay. Quickly, just got here. Has anybody noticed if you go to Etsy and you type in baby crochet socks, what comes up is patterns? I took some researching to find a physical item to buy. Yes, that is off topic, but it's a problem with Etsy. If you do click on, if you filter by handmade, it should eliminate that a little bit. And there's other filters maybe you can play with to try and get the handmade items rather than the supplies, which is where people are supposed to put their patterns in the supplies / tutorials section and not in the handmade section. So, but yes, that is an issue. And I think that they should filter better for that. Oh, thank you. I have found that different social medias will attract different customer groups. TikTok is Gen Z, YouTube and Facebook are Gen X, Instagram is millennials. I try to edit my content to fit each group. That is brilliant, and I agree. So reusing the same content on the different platforms doesn't always work because there's a different audience and different expectations and what type of content that they enjoy. So really getting to know the social media platform that you're working with is really important. And that's why I think that you should work with one until you get really good at it and then start working with another one so that your brain can make those shifts between all of them. Thanks for that. Let's see. Actually starting out with patterns. So what advice would you have on that end? I'll definitely look up what people you mentioned. So, I mean, follow other accounts that you enjoy what they're doing. But with patterns, it's so much easier than being a product seller on social media because you're going to attract crocheters by videos of you crocheting, videos of your hands crocheting, videos of yarn, like any kinds of video that have yarn, crochet hooks, you crocheting, all of those things are going to attract people who crochet to your account, and then share behind the scenes, share your design process, let people know when new things are coming, focus on like tutorials, stitches, all of those things. And then also, again, looking at who is your target customer, what's going on with their life today. Look at their pain points. What are the pain points of people who crochet, people who talk when you're counting, people who mess with your yarn, hiding yarn from your husband because you bought more yarn than you should have, like all of those things. You can talk about those things and it will connect you with your ideal customer. Okay, I am going to stop for here. Let's see, Dawn asked real quick, is it okay to be following more than you have followers? It's okay. I mean, I don't I don't know why it would be bad, except, yeah, I don't know why it would be bad. Following that many people, though, I could see that it would be hard to create relationships with people because you're going to have so much stuff in your feed. Like, the fewer people you follow, the fewer things show up on your feed, so you're able to get to know people more. Yeah, 4,000 people is a lot of people to follow. So, okay. I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to our listeners for listening. Be sure to grab the link to the editable content calendar planner thingamawhatsit, and join us again next week. We're going to be back next week as we dive deeper into social media. So thank you all for coming, and I will see you next week.